Alright guys, here's a video of the garden in July. You can hear the cicadas, the sound of summer here in Zone 8A, Texas. Real quick, I'll show you what's blooming or what's changed. I haven't put a video on, so let's check it out. Y'all check out this begonia. I believe it's called Canary Wings. This is one of the best bloomers I have, and I'm quite surprised. Here you go, just in case you're interested in it. It says part shade to shade, but in reality this needs in Zone 8A needs 100% shade. It's about a foot tall. It's an annual, but luckily whenever it starts getting cold in the fall, what I did is I cut it to about a 4 or 5 inch stump. I put it in the garage. I didn't really water it all winter, and then in the spring we brought it back out, and look at it again. Look at the contrast between the even within the flowers, they have the yellow center and the red, and the leaves, you know, they're like a like a dark green, but they're also kind of a lime green, and I think it's really nice. It's pretty cheap. I think I bought it for like $2-3, and it's about a foot high now, but it does need 100% shade in Zone 8A, and you need to water it every day or every other day at least. Here's Japanese Aurelia. Obviously it's doing okay. It gets beat up every winter in Zone 8A, but there's not much you can do. But you know, I cut off the dead leaves and it's slowly growing. It's a lot slower than I thought it would be. This is its 3rd year. Japanese Aurelia, Fascia japonica. Alright, the Snowman Pieris is struggling. It's been struggling for a year or two. In reality, that's probably one that I need to eventually take out. It gets these dead branches, but you know, this year it didn't flower that much. But it's still a nice plant to have. And then this Japanese maple, I mean, it's, can't say much about it. It's always real nice. They also need to be in shade. In Zone 8A, I wouldn't have them in direct sun. This is an understory decorative tree. But you can see right here, this real nice picturesque area with the fountain, and that plant back there, that begonia, really makes it look nice, stands out. Here's a small cordyline. It's a red one. It needs to be probably a little bit more shade right now, but it's doing okay. And then this is pretty impressive. This one right here is a smaller 9-inch tuber for an alocasia, an elephant ear, but the alocasia, not the more common one. And this is like basically like almost a 1 foot tuber. But since it's in the ground, I guess it's harder for it to get its nutrients. Not only that, but this one's smaller and it's grown more. But this one has a potting soil, so I'm pretty sure it has more nutrients. It comes with fertilizer and stuff. So obviously, even though it's smaller, it's doing better. And I'm guessing has a lot to do with the nutrients and also the soft soil versus the harder one. Now, in Zone 8A, they'll die in the winter, so they're probably both gonna have to be taken up. If it's a mild winter, this one could probably withstand it. This one I'm gonna have to remove, but it'll be easier. It's in the container. Then this one, it has some chlorosis. It needs some fertilizer. I understand. I know. It looks like chlorosis to me. Iron deficiency, but I'm still pretty proud of it because this one almost completely died last year. It's a limelight hydrangea. It's not showing any signs of budding yet, of flowers, but I think it will. But I had to completely cut this one down because the summer last year basically just killed it. So what I did is I cut this one down, and then I replanted it to a place where there's a lot more shade, and so far, even though with the chlorosis, I think it's doing good because it came back. It's in more shade and it should last longer than it used to, because it used to be in this area, but the sun would hit it all day. And then here's these two are bought at the same time. The one that I showed you, that one and this one is doing. It was also replaced because the sun was also, caused a pretty. It's not only the heat. A couple of things you gotta know is when you're talking about heat tolerant. It's about, number one is the heat, and then number two is the water deficiency, the drought. So this one, it's a hydrangea, so it needs a lot of water. This is a gardenia, very fragrant gardenia. It has white flowers, and you can see it's starting to put on its buds again. Highly recommend it. The real nice thing, and I talked about in another video, this gardenia blooms for Mother's Day. Like 2 or 3, like probably a week before Mother's Day, it starts blooming, and the fragrance is amazing. And also another neat thing is that it's easy to propagate. In other words, to make new ones, because this right here, something like this nowadays is, you're looking at $30 to $40 at this height, maybe even more. But with propagation, which I'm doing over here, right here, and then there's a video that I put about how I propagate this. I basically make a scratch on the stem, put something heavy, make sure it's watered, and it starts growing roots. And then I just cut it off when it's self-sufficient. And I got another one too that I can show you that I have done, and it also bloomed. So I'm gonna say this one's about ready for me to remove that one, to have a little bit. Another blooming thing I got here is this Rose of Sharon. Real nice. It also, this one's super heat tolerant. It's basically the only thing almost that I have that's flowering in this intense Texas heat, zone 8A. But look at that, look at those flowers. Look at that. If you like flowers, pink flowers, this is called pink chiffon. It's basically related to the hibiscus. And when I bought it, it was about 1 foot tall, and now I would say it's about 4 feet tall. It's real nice. It's heat tolerant, drought tolerant. I water it, once every 2-3 days, but other than that, it's good on its own. And I'm gonna straight up say it, if you don't have butterfly bush in your garden, Buddleia, at least here in zone 8A, they're not invasive. In Texas, you need to get you some. This one's a real small variety. This is I can't remember, it's called Lo and Behold, I think. It's not supposed to get over like a couple of feet, but as you see right here, once these die off and you cut them off, it like sparks growth that's pretty incredible. So here in about a week or two, I'm gonna remove them, and it's gonna grow so much that it's real nice to look at. And then pollinators, it's called butterfly bush for a reason. You're gonna get butterflies. And if you got figs in zone 8A, they grow real good. So this one, I've had it for some time, but it was in a container. But now it's, every year I just kind of let it go, and then I just cut it up. But I trim it every year. But obviously you could tell that it likes this heat. And at the end of when I trimmed it down, it was about, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 feet tall. Now it's over 5 feet tall, just in a season. So it'll grow 2 or 3 feet per season. And then I couldn't make a video without talking about the blue Atlas cedar. This is a Hortman, and it just, I mean, you can't get something that looks nicer than this, in my opinion. It is blue, it's drought tolerant, it's heat tolerant. Even though it is a conifer, it's from North Africa, so it could withstand the heat, the Texas heat. It's no problem for it. And you could also shape it, however you want. There's weeping types, but this one's Hortman, which It's a variety that grows real slow, but I like the more uneven and weird looking. I like it. So just look at that. And this is the nicest surprise this year. I bought this plant about 4 months ago. It's called the Desert Rose, and I highly recommend that you go check out some pictures of this. I'm not sure if I took any pictures, but the roses are super bright pink with white in the center. It's kind of like in the succulent family. So look, this is like a trunk basically to store the water. And when I got it here, I replanted it, I repotted it. It lost a couple leaves, kind of yellow, but I left it alone. And this has been a very nice treat. Price wise, it wasn't cheap, but I don't feel like it was that expensive. It was like $20. It's one of those, I feel, for me, like exotic plants, and trust me, you will not regret it. I'll show some pictures of it, or I'll put some links so you can see them, because it's just very unique. Like I said, with the Atlas cedar, it's very strange, very weird looking. This one's the same, and I like strange and weird looking plants, but this one's definitely a win. This is zone 8A, so I'm not sure how I would do in other zones. It's called, the common name is Desert Rose. I can't remember the scientific name, but I highly recommend you take. I'll probably do a whole video about it. Yeah. All right, that's a win right there. Until next time.